The history of robots has its origins in the ancient world. During the Industrial Revolution, humans developed the structural engineering capability to control electricity so that machines could be powered with small motors. In the early 20th century, the notion of a humanoid machine was developed. The first uses of modern robots were in factories as industrial robots. These industrial robots were fixed machines capable of manufacturing tasks, which allowed production with less human work. Digitally programmed industrial robots with artificial intelligence have been built since the 2000s. The concept of artificial beings with human-like qualities dates back to ancient mythology. For example, the Greek myth of Pygmalion tells the story of a sculptor who fell in love with a statue he created, which was brought to life by the goddess Aphrodite. In ancient and medieval times, there were various attempts to create mechanical automata, such as the famous Antikythera mechanism, an ancient Greek analog computer, and the works of al-Jazari, a Muslim engineer who designed automated machines in the 12th century like automated moving peacocks driven by hydropower. He invented a water wheels with cams on their axle used to operate automata. One of al-Jazari's humanoid automata was a waitress that could serve water, tea, or drinks. The drink was stored in a tank with a reservoir from where the drink drips into a bucket, and, after 7 minutes, into a cup, after which the waitress appears out of an automatic door serving the drink. Al-Jazari invented a hand-washing automaton incorporating a flush mechanism now used in modern flush toilets. The 18th and 19th centuries saw significant advancements in mechanical engineering and automation. Machines like the Jacquard loom used punch cards to automate weaving, setting the stage for programmable machinery. In 1939, Konrad Zuse constructed the first programmable electromechanical computer, laying the foundation for the construction of a humanoid machine that is now deemed a robot. The practical application of binary logic to electric switches had been demonstrated by Claude Shannon, but his calculator was not programmable. The term robot was first used in a play published by the Czech Karel Čapek in 1921. Rossum's Universal Robots was a satire. Robots were manufactured biological beings that performed all unpleasant manual labor, which introduced the idea of artificial beings created through manufacturing. These early robots were biological rather than mechanical. Isaac Asimov, a science fiction writer, introduced the 3 laws of robotics in his stories in the 1940s, which had a profound impact on how robots were perceived in popular culture, and in the process coined the word robotics. The first true robots, as we understand them today, were developed in the mid-20th century. George Devol Unimate, the first digitally operated and programmable robot, was invented by George Devol in 1954 and represents the foundation of the modern robotics industry. And Joseph Engelberger introduced the Unimate, an industrial robot used for tasks like moving objects and welding. In the 1960s, robotics became increasingly important in manufacturing and industrial applications. Robots like the Puma, programmable universal machine for assembly, were used for various tasks in factories. In the late 1960s, the Vietnam War became the testing ground for automated command technology and sensor networks. In 1969, mechanical engineering student Victor Shainman created the Stanford arm, recognized as the first electronic computer-controlled robotic arm because the Unimate's instructions were stored on a magnetic drum. In the early 1970s, precision munitions and smart weapons were developed. Weapons became robotic by implementing terminal guidance. At the end of the Vietnam War, the first laser-guided bombs were deployed, which could find their target by following a laser beam that was pointed at the target. During the 1972 Operation Linebacker, laser-guided bombs proved effective, but still depended heavily on human operators. Fire-and-forget weapons were also first deployed in the closing Vietnam War. Once launched, no further attention or action was required from the operator. German-based company KUKA built the world's first industrial robot with 6 electromechanically driven axes, known as Famulus. Takeo Kanade created the first direct drive arm in 1981. The first of its kind. The arm's motors were contained within the robot itself, eliminating long transmissions. In 1986, Honda began its humanoid research and development program to create robots capable of interacting successfully with humans. A hexapodal robot named Genghis was revealed by MIT in 1989. In 1994, one of the most successful robot-assisted surgery appliances was cleared by the FDA. The cyberknife had been invented by John R. Adler, and the first system was installed at Stanford University in 1991. The biomimetic robot Robotuna was built by doctoral student David Barrett at the Massachusetts Institute of Technology in 1996 to study how fish swim in water. Expected to operate for only 7 days, the Sojourner rover finally shuts down after 83 days of operation in 1997. This small robot performed semi-autonomous operations on the surface of Mars as part of the Mars Pathfinder mission. Equipped with an obstacle avoidance program, Sojourner was capable of planning and navigating routes to study the surface of the planet. In April 2001, the Canadarm2 was launched into orbit and attached to the International Space Station. The Canadarm2 is a larger, more capable version of the arm used by the Space Shuttle, and is hailed as smarter. Also in April, the unmanned aerial vehicle Global Hawk made the first autonomous non-stop flight over the Pacific Ocean from Edwards Air Force Base in California to RAAF Base Edinburgh in southern Australia in 24 hours. Modern robotics is present in various aspects of our daily lives. Consumer products like robotic vacuum cleaners and drones have become increasingly popular. The history of robots is a testament to human ingenuity, from ancient myths to the cutting-edge technology of today. As technology continues to evolve, we can expect robots to play increasingly important roles in various fields and aspects of our lives. That's all for today. See you in another video.